All right, so we're going to do a mock draft here with Edgar Salmingo of formerly of the USA Today and SB Nation. He's a Panthers writer. We're going to do a mock draft for the Panthers, and we've already created a trade that moves them up to the number 1 overall pick. So, what's the deals of this offer here? Carolina sends pick 9, pick 61 this year, next year's first round pick, and 2025 second round pick for the number 1 overall pick. So that's where we're at. Let's start our draft.
Everyone's available. Who are you going to take?
Everyone's available. You are on the clock here, Edgar. Who are you taking? Are you wanting Bryce Young?
You know I want Bryce Young. That's to me the best and obvious choice, but I'm open to ideas if you guys want to do something different.
Oh, no.
No, absolutely. I like to call it Bryce Young. I would also entertain CJ Stroud as well. I think he's very silky smooth when it comes to his passing, and I can see him being a success. Now, I don't see this as Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, and Justin Herbert type of draft, but I think it could be fairly close. But anyway, Bryce Young, we'll call him the pick. And I think Panthers fans are happy everywhere. High fives in the draft room. And David Tepper is smiling.
All right.
So there it is. There it is. Now, Carolina picks again. They still have their number 39 pick.
There it is.
This is their second round pick. So looking at the players available here, what are you thinking, Edgar, as far as a player that they should target here?
What does it look like at linebacker, Jeff? I'm really intrigued by Jack Campbell. I know he's been training with Luke Kuechly. He tested out of the gym for his combine. Great in coverage, great in the run. It's like I think he's a steal if he's available at 39.
So you like Jack Campbell?
I like Campbell. I like. I don't know. One thing we haven't talked about. I don't know what the Panthers are going to do with Shaq Thompson. He's been their fixture in the middle linebacker position and will linebacker position for so many years. But he has a high cap number. Do they cut him? Do they restructure? Do they give him a pay cut? But in any case, I think they'd be smart and they could wait on tight end until later.
Yep. All right. Well, we can take him.
Good pick.
Let's go ahead and do that. And that brings us to our next pick.
Another running back that I think is a sleeper too. There's 2 of them out there. There's
it's actually not a bad spot to take a running back.
The way McBride's a sleeper that I think could be kind of like one of those bell cow running backs. And another sleeper up there is from Texas, Roschon Johnson. He's kind of hidden in the background behind Bijan Robinson, but he's been a target in terms of another bell cow that's a big, strong, almost Deontay Foreman-like running back that could surprise at the next level.
I love Roschon Johnson.
I like the opportunity here to take a running back, and I'd be down with that. Well, let's go ahead and take Johnson.
It wouldn't be a surprise to me if the Panthers fall in love with they want to get their running back in the room because you got two guys who love to run the ball that are going to be in the room helping make these decisions.
Yep. Well, here is our grades on our picks, which is now 3 picks due to the trade to move up to number 1. They get Bryce Young. That's an A+. Everyone likes that. That's good. Jack Campbell, C+, maybe because he was taken a little bit early, but at the same time, Carolina kind of jumped it a little bit because they didn't have another pick for until pick 93 at the tail end of the 3rd round. So I can understand that. And then the Johnson pick, they're giving a C. Not too bad. Overall draft grade, though, is an A+ somehow.
The trade got an A+ too.
Our friends at PFF say, you know what? It doesn't matter. You got Bryce Young, A+.
That's it, yeah. I mean, you got Bryce Young, you got Jack Campbell. If he turns it into even 80% of what Kuechly was, that's a win right there.
Yeah.
So, and then Johnson's going to, I love Johnson personally. I think he's going to be a great back at the next level. I think sitting behind, Bijan Robinson isn't as much of a negative as people want to make it out to be.
Is that the Thurman Thomas behind Barry Sanders type of reference?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I it's almost embarrassing how much I love Johnson in this draft. I love him.
Hey, Why didn't you speak up a little bit when we were talking about it?
Because you guys are on a roll. You guys are just like,
sandbagging your thoughts, Dan.
He wanted him for the Eagles. He didn't want to like really.
I do. I do want him for the Eagles. That's what it is. I really want him in Philly.
He does. He also said earlier, he's like, Miles Sanders is an option you guys can have.
Yeah, here, take him. So you don't take Roschon Johnson. Take Miles instead.
Anyway, all right. Well, that is our mock draft completed here for Carolina. They get Bryce Young, and everyone's happy. Doesn't matter who anyone else is, but we're still drafting players. Jack Campbell, who is I don't want to say a Luke Kuechly clone. That's hard to swallow, but he has the at least the drawn comparisons, we'll say. So that's good. And then Roschon Johnson, who Dan just mentioned, is one of his favorite running backs in this draft. So grades be damned. We like this.
I mean, you walk away with Bryce Young, it should be an A+. I mean, even if let's just say Jack Campbell and Roschon Johnson fail, but you've got a quarterback that could potentially, be a threat to get to the Super Bowl, then who cares who else we draft? Or like the Cam Newton draft, they drafted Cam Newton and everybody else was a bust. Nobody cares about the rest of the draft class. You got Cam Newton.
That's it.
In case you guys are wondering, Chicago took Paris Johnson, offensive tackle, at pick 9. They did not get Will Anderson, who they probably would have wanted.
Yeah,
Jalen Carter went to the Lions. So, yeah, offensive tackle. Bears' offensive line could improve. I think they'd be fairly happy with that. Going ahead of Skoronski is interesting, but I think that's good for him where he went. Well, again, folks, he is Edgar Selmingo, Panthers analyst on Twitter. Make sure that you're following him. Thank you so much for watching this. Panthers fans, what did you think of this? Who would you have selected? Let us know. Share in the comments here. Don't forget, next time we'll have our show with the Las Vegas Raiders, so look forward to that. Thanks for watching. Edgar, thanks so much for being such a wonderful guest.
Thank you both.
All right, and we'll see you next time.